Hey, cop watchers, First Amendment auditors, and rabble rousers. I figure since this video is what I'm interviewing Pink Camera Magic about, I may as well include that before we go ahead and get to her interview. So here is the video that we'll be talking about for about 20 minutes.
Ma'am, can I ask what you're doing?
I'm recording the building.
Why?
Because I want to.
For what purpose? Can I get a supervisor to the front door, please?
Hey ma'am, you know this is a public building?
Exactly, that's why I'm recording it.
It's also a court facility,
Yep.
which there is a judicial law or judicial order that says that you cannot tape this building.
Can I see that order?
Yes, come on in. We're going to check your IDs too.
Oh, no, I'm not going in.
Oh yeah, no. We're going to run you too.
No, that's all
We're going to
right.
get your name. We're going to do a report and everything. So come on in. All right?
No.
No, yeah, you're going to come in now.
Am I being detained?
Yes.
For what?
Because right now you are doing something suspicious.
That's not a reason to detain anybody.
Well, it is for Dana. Come on.
It's really
Let's
not.
go
So
inside
I'm just going to
Ness.
stay here and continue recording.
Okay. You're going to come in and we're going to find out who you are and what you're doing here.
No, you're not.
Okay. All right, who's got cuffs? She does not want to go agreeably. Okay.
I'm being detained for just taking pictures of the building.
Yes, ma'am. You're doing something suspicious, and we need to know who you are and why you're doing it. Okay?
Are you familiar with the First Amendment?
Yes. I am.
Really?
Let's
Put your
go
hands
in.
behind your back.
Come on.
Wow.
I tried to do this nicely. You are aware of Homeland Security, right?
Are you familiar with the 2010 DHS memo that allows me to film?
If you've got a reason for being here filming, then we need to know what it is.
No, you don't. It's none of your business.
Huh? Okay, you have an ID?
I don't consent to any searches. I'm taking pictures, and that's it.
Okay. Well, then we will detain you until we decide who you are.
Okay.
Okay?
I'm going to remain silent until I talk to a lawyer.
Okay. Call your lawyer.
That includes my camera as far as consent.
Well, it's already on.
Are you familiar with the Fourth Amendment?
Oh, great. Why do we always get the crazies?
Mike Bluehair here, conducting this interview for Strategic Noncompliance. I am here with Pink Camera Magic. Say hi to everyone.
Hi, everybody.
So, Bunny and I watched the video of you trying to film outside of was it a federal courthouse?
It was a circuit courthouse, actually, in Cook County, outside of Chicago.
Okay, and now we noticed a couple things about that video that we found most striking, and it was the psychology of the law enforcement officer that approached you, the second one. The first one just asked what you were doing, and then another one came out, and we noticed that he was basically gaslighting or psychologically trying to make you react in an extreme manner the whole time. I mean, did you feel like he was trying to subtly manipulate you and mess with your head?
Absolutely. I mean, he was doing some pretty typical, law enforcement tactics as far as, assuming, well, one thing he was doing was making up laws. First he said there was some kind of some kind of homeland security or some kind of court law, judicial law against it, and he was going to show me, which obviously I know that there is none. And I called his bluff, and so as a result of calling his bluff, he tried to get me to go inside and said he was going to ID me and all that stuff. Well, I asked him for the law that he cited to me. So he pulled some old school, typical law enforcement crap, pretty much.
Yeah, the language he was using was very interesting. He said, "We're gonna go on inside, and we're gonna run you, and you're gonna come in, or we're gonna come inside with you, like you're both on the same team, like Team Tyranny or something. Like you're gonna work together to, trample your civil rights." And I found it really annoying. But me and Bunny were very impressed at how calm you were. Like after he brought you in, and he asked you, "Have you heard of Homeland Security?" and and then you immediately asked him if he was familiar with the 2010 memo that explains that filming is okay and it shouldn't be impeded, and that was really great. And then the very last thing he said really, really got me and Bunny just really, really pissed, because, you said, "I don't consent to any searches of my person, or that includes my phone," and you're all very calm. And you asked him if he's ever heard of the Fourth Amendment. And he's like, in his exact words was, "Why do I get the crazies?" And to me, I think he was trying to, obviously, and that's what you thought as well, just trying to get you to get pissed off and start screaming, and you didn't. And that was just, Bunny and I were just super impressed. Can you tell us what happened after that tyrannical bastard turn your camera off? Can you walk us through it, me and the audience, as to what happened after?
Yeah, one thing before I start on that I want to mention really quick is, the last thing he said was, "Oh, great, why do I get all the crazies," or whatever. The irony in that statement is that he also co-owns a company called Positive Life or something like that. He's a psychiatrist, so he's actually a counselor, and he counsels people, law enforcement and regular people who have dealt with trauma and things like that and are dealing with post-traumatic stress. So I just thought that was very, very ironic, because he tends to deal with, quote, crazies all the time. But anyways, after that, I was in handcuffs, and I sat at the sheriff's office for a couple of hours, and he was telling me, he was giving me ultimatums. He was saying, "You have to ID yourself, otherwise you're going to do 90 days in jail. We're going to take you to the Cook County Jail. You're not going to be able to see a judge, for like 3 days." And he was trying to scare me, and it wasn't working. I stuck to my guns. I remained silent. Then what ultimately ended up happening is he took my purse, emptied it out, and got my ID that way. Actually, I wasn't there to perform an audit. I was actually there because I had some business, and I was leaving, and I figured, I had my camera with me, and so, I thought, why not? So that wasn't my intention anyways, otherwise I would have never had my ID on me. But that's what they did. They emptied my purse, took my ID, and then finally, after taking my camera in his back office and doing whatever he was doing, he said that I have to see the judge today. So, I'm still not knowing what's going on. Am I officially arrested? Am I being charged with a crime? So we walked down. I'm in cuffs still. We went to see the judge, and the judge called me right away and was like, "I understand the matter came up," and so he talked to both me and the sheriff, or whatever. The sheriff said, "Well, yeah, this lady was outside recording," and right away the judge, his name is Peter Felice, and he's out of the Fifth Circuit, Cook County. He said delete it. And he wanted to make sure that I had this footage deleted, so I opened it, and there was another sheriff behind me double-checking just to make sure, but my footage was already gone. So he had actually deleted my footage.
Before the judge told him to do so?
Yes.
Wow. Now, this cop that leapt on your camera like a striking cobra, and I'm not even kidding, I'll show the audience the video again. Right when you mentioned, "Have you heard of the First Amendment?" This guy works in mental health, and what is his name?
His name is Don Milazzo.
Okay. And will you send me a link later to that mental health company that he works for, or that business that he runs for himself?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's called Positive Life, something. I think it's in Oak Lawn.
Wow, it looks like he's putting his psychology training to good use, gaslighting and torturing people to try to get ID out of them illegally and trampling their civil rights. Okay, so what happens after the judge said delete the footage?
After he said delete the footage, it was deleted. He seized my SD card and said, and then he asked me if I wanted it back later or whatever. I said, yeah, I do. He said, well, then you need to come back on Friday, which is 2 days later. And I said, do I have to come back, or is it just if I want to pick up my card? And he said, I have to come back. So after that, I came back 2 days later, brought a couple people with me. Chi-Town Sue, she's another auditor that I work with from time to time, and a supporter named Kevin, because what happened was so outrageous and unbelievable that I actually felt like I needed witnesses. You know?
That was a smart move on your part. I'm wondering if either of them had the courage to film.
Pardon me?
Did either of them have the courage to film that?
Not in the court.
Right.
And I don't blame them. I wouldn't have expected that either, even though it's been kind of cool. But Illinois has some very, very strict one-party consent or two-party consent laws.
I got you.
So yeah, but that's a good thing they didn't take that chance.
Now,
but,
one quick question. I saw in the video, because you were standing quite a bit of ways from the wall of the courtroom or the courthouse, there's no signs outside posted that says anything about not being able to film, are there?
No, not at all.
Okay, right on. And I'm sorry to interrupt you. What were you going to say?
Sure. I'm not sure where I was at.
You were at your friends went with you to be witnesses to protect you when you got when you went to retrieve your SD card from your camera.
Yes. So they came with, and right away I was not on the docket or anything. I was never charged with a crime. But when I went to go sign in, the lady was like, "Oh, you're the lady with the camera." I said, "Yeah." So right away when the judge came out, he called me up and he said, "Here's your SD card. We didn't look at it. We didn't delete anything. Have a nice day." So I think it's only safe to assume that he must have spoke with, the city attorneys or something, and they told him that he was wrong. I think he must have realized what he did.
Right. But, so he lied to you in court after, at the second contact. This was the same judge, correct?
Yes.
So he lies to your face and says that we didn't delete anything and hands you your property back, that they seized illegally.
Yes, well, the court, I should say, he was speaking on behalf of the court. He wasn't speaking on behalf of the sheriff.
Okay.
He was the one who actually deleted the footage. But then he also made me delete it myself in court. You know what I'm saying? Right.
They forced you to delete it in court under pain or penalty of contempt of court charges, right?
Absolutely. And that's another thing, too, he said. I forgot to mention. He said that if I get caught recording the courthouse again from the outside, I even asked him, I didn't even mention this, too, but yeah, he said I would be in contempt. Now, remember, I was never charged with any kind of crime. And then, on top of that, I asked if I could do it from the sidewalk, and he called me a smart ass.
Wow. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, this lovely cop, what's his name again?
Don Milazzo.
Okay, there's something that's kind of a universal cultural value in America, and that's the value of civil rights. And, the Bill of Rights, your due process rights are violated, your Fourth Amendment right was violated, your First Amendment right was violated, and this cop has allowed his perception of his uniform and his station to make him believe that he is somehow above that. And I would argue that that is a mental illness. I think I think he's the crazy one, not you. You calmly asserting your rights is, behavior that's in the normal spectrum of what we accept as a cultural norm in America. Not this deviant, aberrant gaslighting of someone and trying to, act like they're crazy because they want to adhere to the social norms. And that's the big point I wanted to make about this.
Yeah, well, I feel like someone had to be the adult.
Right? Because he was acting like a bully child that had the biggest, the biggest bright, shiny bucket in the sandbox, and he's like tugging it away from the other little kids, like...
Pretty much, yeah. It was
No.
really sad to see, you know, and I gotta say, man, in Cook County, the corruption runs deep. I mean, look at how the judge was acting.
Yeah, just
Pretty bad.
yeah, just complete mindless backing up of, you know, any other authority figure. It's getting really bad culturally. I mean, the country's descending into tyranny, and people are starting to, you know, respect authority blindly without question. And I think it's dangerous as a society. I think it's dangerous because it allows these people to continue to act in these entitled, malignant ways towards anyone who, you know, has the courage to assert their civil rights. And that's like, you know, culturally, that's leading us down the wrong path. If I may say so myself, you know, it just creeps me out that this kind of stuff happens to people. And, you know, this happens to thousands of people a day. They're just not, you know, as brave as you, or, you know, willing to record it and willing to calmly stand up for your rights. You know, me, I would have been cussing the cops out. You know, I would have been, you know, yeah, it's. I have a hard time keeping my mouth closed, but like that's one of the things that makes you, like, you know, a little smarter and a little more cool-headed than I am. But is there anything else you want to add about this experience, or what would you have to say to this judge, you know, and this law enforcement officer that did this to you?
Well, first of all, I would choose to remain silent because I would not speak to them.
Right.
Okay, I can say that. You know, we'll let their own actions speak for themselves.
Oh, perfect.
As far as they're concerned. But I also wanted to add that, you know, that doing this, I understand the risk, and I know that, you know, you film cops all the time, and you know that, going to jail is a risk that you have to be willing to take, and, you know, in my opinion, it's worth it, because what my objective is, personally, is simply to let the people of, you know, the Cook County know who they're hiring to do this work for them. You know, these people need exposure, and these videos need to be seen, and that, in my opinion, is the most important thing, and that's why I'm glad this interaction happened, because somebody like Malazzo shouldn't be, well, first of all, a counselor, and second of all, you know, in a position that he's in with being a sheriff, not only a sheriff, but a supervisor. And then on top of that, the way the judge was, it's ridiculous, and I think that the people need to see that to hopefully start looking into, you know, making some changes and thinking for themselves, you know, what else is happening, like how are my rights being violated as well. So hopefully that's what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, I wholeheartedly agree with you, and you have my support anytime you need any kind of, you know, an interview done, or if you need somebody to mirror your stuff, or do a, you know, tyrant alert, or just anything that Film the Police Portland can do to help you out when you need more exposure. Just let me know, because, you know, I was an instant fan of your work once I started seeing your stuff pop up on YouTube, and yeah. Just so you know, you have support and admirers and people that are willing to, you know, add their voice to yours.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. And you're one of the people who helped me get started by watching your videos and stuff. Like, I was in awe. This was like maybe 3 or 4 years ago. I started watching your videos, and I was like, yeah, he's great. And so I had the pleasure of meeting you about a year ago.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a lot of fun to go out in Austin and do some cop watching together. I really didn't know that you were kind of inspired by me a little bit. That's pretty cool. Thank you. Like, I didn't know that, you know, I was one of the first people you saw online doing this kind of stuff, and that was kind of the point of me wanting to do so much of it, you know, is I wanted other people to join in, and it's not going to work until we get hundreds and hundreds of more people. And something that's been giving me a lot of hope recently is First Amendment auditing, cop watching, First Amendment testers, liberty activists, especially in the video arena and live streaming, has blown up over the last 6 months. I mean, we've gotten, you know, 2 or 3 dozen more YouTube channels that I've never heard of, and they're doing good work online. Like I'm really excited about this. I mean, have you seen all these new people coming up?
It's hard to keep up, but I've seen a lot of them. So, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, and it makes me so happy, because it's just like, yes, everyone's starting to do this. That's when I'm going to stop, doing this is when people start recording their own traffic stops, when they start, You know, and the cops start behaving themselves. Like, I've seen a lot of boring audits lately, which is excellent, you know, because we want the cops to just wave and pass. You just want to be left alone.
Yeah, like, you know, it's a successful, if you're doing an audit and the cops come up and they're nice and they have a pleasant conversation with you and they don't try to ID you when you've not committed any crime, you know, and it's a pleasant conversation, that's a win. You know, and I like that too. I mean, over the years of me doing this, I've, you know, I'm on friendly terms with quite a few cops, and a lot of cops kind of get it. They understand that when we're out cop watching, if a citizen alleges the cop hurt them and it's not true, the cops are protected from that. And honestly, that happens. Sometimes people do make up lies, you know, about cops. I mean, you know, the world is full of people, and some are honest and some aren't. Quite often than not, cops are lying and planting drugs on people, or, you know, making up false charges, or, you know, manufacturing fictitious reasons to pull people over. You know, the camera doesn't lie. We can put our own interpretation on it, but, you know, what really puts a smile on my face is quite often Bob and myself, or Chris Ponte, or Eli, or any of the other cop watchers that I know will be working with me, and we'll roll up on a traffic stop, and the police will leave really fast as soon as we show up.
Yes.
And then we interview the people in the car, and they're like, oh yeah, they were being super rude to me, they were being very aggressive, and when you showed up, they started being nice. Their attitude completely changed towards me. And, you know, if that's what we have to do to, you know, socially modify the behavior of these pigs with our cameras, then so be it. You know, I'm willing, as well as you are, you know, I'm totally willing to be arrested over that. And I just told you a story a few minutes ago about the fact that I was nearly arrested last night for standing my ground and saying, no, I'm going to stand here and film. And you're absolutely right. That thing you touched on, that other people on the internet that hears this interview needs to know. If you're going to go out cop watching, you know, it's not a matter of, you know, if you're going to get arrested. It's a matter of when. You know, you just have to be prepared for that to happen, or don't do it, quite frankly.
Yes. Man, you know, that actually brings up part of the reason why I really got started doing, because I began with cop watching before I started doing auditing, and I remember that instant, like the very first time I went to cop watch, I was with a friend of mine, we saw a traffic stop, we came out, pulled out the cameras, and the cops left, and so it's like me and Foxy would joke around a lot of times, and we'd say, look at my name, being magic, that it was magic because when my cops, or when my camera would appear, the cops would disappear. So it was kind of a joke we had going on for a long time, and that alone makes it worth it.
That's great. So that's why you call yourself Pink Camera Magic, is because it's like the magic cop repellent?
Yep.
That's great.
Make cops disappear.
All right, well, this has gone for about 19 minutes, and if there's nothing you'd like to add to maybe... well, actually, here's one last question. To other women that want to get into this, and other guys for that matter, like newer people, what advice would you give?
My advice, the advice that I would give, especially if you're just starting, is to just be quiet. Don't try to be the star of your own video. You know what I mean? Just step back, pull out your camera, and let them know that you're filming. That's it. You know, and this is for cop watching, and try not to interact with them as much as possible. I mean, over time, and once you get to know the laws and things like that, and you get more comfortable, maybe yes. But, you know, let them, you know, react naturally to your camera. Let them, you know, either approach you or ignore you. You know, let them make that decision on what to do, I guess, is probably my best advice. And then be quiet. Like, you know, if they arrest you or approach you or anything, you know, just don't say anything.
All right, wonderful. So I'd just like to thank you again for doing this pre-recorded interview for next week's Strategic Noncompliance, and I'd love to have you on again. If something major happens or something goes down that you need attention drawn to it, just hit me up through my social networks and we'll get you on again, okay?
All right, sounds good.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.